What is up, guys, and welcome back to our holy jumpin' fantasy draft St. Louis Blues franchise mode fucking series. Uh, that's really long and really bad. I'm not going to use that again. I apologize. Uh, so, we are at this point in the season. I believe we're at the All-Star game. We're leading the division. And if you'll remember, our objective is to win now. We want to compete as soon as possible, so we're trying to win the Stanley Cup in year one. And this is where we are in the season. We are at the All-Star game. We are 28, 15, and 6, and the Chicago Wolves are 37, 7, and 2. I wish we could switch records. I'd do that in a heartbeat. But, get right into it. There's one thing that I noticed when we're looking at our team, and that is that we have too many players. We have too many NHL guys, and especially in the AHL, I have an 83 overall Cal Brodziak playing fourth line center because I thought he was going to be a 76, and for some reason he jumped back up to an 83, so whatever. I don't know what happened there. And we also have an 82 overall David Schlemko that is currently being scratched in the AHL because I'd rather play prospects over him. But he has a 4-year contract, $2 million, so we do not want to hold on to that for an AHL scratch. And we also saw growth from one of our AHL defensemen, and I want to give him NHL time, and that is Travis Sanheim. He's up to an 82 overall, if his player card will ever load. And he can be somewhat of a power play guy. He doesn't have the best offensive stats, but they're good enough to be on the power play. And his defensive category is not horrible. And he's listed as I smacked the mic. My bad. Hope that's not super loud. It probably is. He's listed as a depth defenseman, and so we're going to give him top 6 NHL minutes and possibly some power play time for Travis Sanheim. And to do that, we need to move out somebody that is currently on the NHL roster, and that guy is going to be Andrei Markov. I mentioned the fact that Sanheim can play on the power play because Markov is currently on the power play. He has fantastic offensive stats and pretty damn good defense as well. So Travis Sanheim will be a downgrade over whatever. He'll be a downgrade from Andrei Markov. But that's okay because we want to give him NHL time. We want to give him the ability to grow and play for us in the future. And Markov, 38 years old, probably going to retire after this year. He has a huge cap hit, but we probably, I don't know what we would do in the offseason if he was still on our team, but 16 points there, a +3, and he hardly ever takes penalties, so he will be on the way out, as well as Schlemko and Brodziak. If I can find Brodziak. There we go. So, I did my absolute best in looking for a piece that could help us win now. Maybe a young player to play on the second line. That's an 85 or an 86 overall. But the thing is, in this fantasy draft series, nobody wants to trade anybody this soon. A lot of teams have prospects available, but nobody wants to trade NHL-ready players, especially young NHL-ready players at this point. So, and I was, as my phone hits the ground and probably makes a loud noise. Wow, that's two in 4 minutes. Super uncalled for noises. I am the most professional franchise mode commentary guy out there. You'll never hear any rogue sounds on my videos. You'll never hear me mess up saying anything. You'll never hear me stutter or just be at a complete loss. I'm the best. Yeah, fuck that shit. That's just the furthest thing from true. Okay, back to this. We're making a trade. We're trading these 3 guys, and I could not find a trade. For example, we'll just go to Buffalo and look at David Pastrnak. If you look at his trade value, as I'm on centers and not forwards, Pastrnak here, his trade value isn't super high. And you would think that a trade like this would be able to go through in our favor. And watch me press propose trade and it work. Okay, yeah, trade rejected, and it says doesn't meet our block needs that well, and the value just isn't there whatsoever. So, but if you look at the value, we have quite a bit more value than they do. So this is the case around the league with pretty much everyone that I was looking at, and any NHL ready players, especially guys that can play on the second line. You just have to give up way too much to get them. So um, we don't have any options there. But what we do have the option for is getting a first round pick. And we're going to get that first round pick from the Minnesota Wild. So this is probably going to be a late first round pick. But what we could do is we could use this pick and flip it for something better. As I believe those are the picks that will go through. And they do. So if you look at the trade value, it's in our favor. The Wild's trade value is higher. But a big key to making trades go through is having all greens on the left side and all reds on the right side. That just makes everything so much easier. And there was nobody around the league that was a red on their side. So we're going to pick up a first round pick from the Minnesota Wild. And we could do one of two things with it. If we start to falter in this next month, I could try to flip that first round pick for a guy that can help us. Or we can hold on to it and go to the draft and then try to make a trade there. Or we could just hold on to it and pick wherever it lands. So we're calling up Travis Sanheim. I have to edit these lines. I'll do this live because it probably won't take too long. Pretty much replace him 1-for-1 with Markov. Come on now. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put Sanheim here, and then we're going to switch a couple things around. I forgot the point I was just trying to make. Oh yeah, the first round pick. And that will help us win in the future. And I don't believe that those three pieces that we traded away were really key in helping us win now. So we'll put Beaulieu up here with Seidenberg. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's not bad. Okay, so that's what our defensive lines look like as of now. We'll throw Ryan Murray up on the first power play and put Sanheim down here. So I don't think the three pieces we traded for those picks were really key for us winning this year. If anything, two of them were utterly useless, and Markov was just a downgrade to Travis Sanheim. So hopefully that doesn't hurt us too much. We still have the mentality of winning now. But that first round pick is going to help us win in the future as well. So Ryan Murray goes here. I'm probably just saying the same things over and over again. Oh well. On the penalty kill, Seidenberg, 88-90. Okay. So other than those top three guys, who can play on the power play out of these three guys? 83, 85, 85. Why is the trigger messed up? What the hell? Alright, whatever. Sanheim, 83, 85, 85. Beaulieu, 85, 85, 87. Or Beauchemin, 85. So Beauchemin is going to get the penalty kill time there. And he was not in there. Okay, whatever. 4-on-4. We'll just throw Sanheim into here. Don't imagine there's too many 4-on-4 opportunities now that overtime has been changed to 3-on-3, which is one of the best changes the NHL has ever made. My goodness, is 3-on-3 hockey fucking exciting. If it lasts the whole 5 minutes, it's probably the most exciting 5 continuous minutes in sports. Although I'm sure you guys probably have something else in mind as I make a fool of myself. It's probably something obvious. We'll just go best lines in the AHL and make sure nobody got scratched. And of course people got scratched. So Klimchuk, we need to give him some time. There's 3 more. So Klimchuk and maybe Clayson, if we can fit him in anywhere. Yeah, we'll just get rid of this Tuppurainen guy. Jani Tuppurainen. You are out of here, buddy. And left wing, maybe? Yeah, Klimchuk is a left winger. Throw him in there into our lines. On defense. Okay, we'll leave Clayson out of things just due to the fact that he is a AHL potential guy. Do these lines make sense? We'll put Dano on the first line. Paquette, more time over to Zingle. Andrighetto, it's really just a matter of trying to get our higher potential guys higher up in the lineup, but that's fine. That's not really that important at this time. So we're gonna 10 minutes into the video. I've only made one trade. I am very, very inefficient. Whatever. We're gonna get right into the season and simming up to the trade deadline really quickly. I'm going to do live sim, and I am going to not know what to say for quite a bit of time here. So I'll just talk about the Nashville Predators. They are in the Stanley Cup Final. My God. 8th seed in the West, swept the Chicago Blackhawks, gave the St. Louis Blues a beating, and the Ducks were competitive with them, but the Predators won in 6. With injuries to Ryan Johansson, Mike Fisher, and Kevin Fiala. What the hell? How are they still good as we win 5 straight? I just looked up. Fuck yeah. Make it 6 at Toronto? No, okay. So, how are the Predators still winning? Pekka Rinne is keeping them in the game. He is making insane saves and coming up clutch for them every single night. A stupid scouting assignment. Alright. Forgot what I was scouting in this series. Looks like I need to do defense in the queue. Alright. I'm definitely pulling for the Predators. I'm a huge fan. And they've made some big blockbuster trades throughout the years. And by that I mean like the last 2 or 3 years. Obviously, flipping Shea Weber for PK Subban, that turned out for him. That was an odd trade just throughout the league. I don't really know if anyone was not shocked by that trade. But it's worked out for the Predators. Definitely worked out for them, and not so sure about Montreal yet. As a Bruin fan, I really hope that Shea Weber retires this year or something stupid like that, and Montreal looks like a bunch of fucking idiots. But also trading Seth Jones for Ryan Johansson, and I believe letting Ryan Suter go to free agency a couple years ago. Right there, that's 3 all-star defensemen that they moved or let go in the past like 5 or so years, and they're still as good as they are. Their defensive core is still as good as it is, with Yossi, Subban, Ryan Ellis, Matthias Ekholm. That's just a ridiculous top 4 for having traded or gotten rid of 3 all-star defensemen. All right, back to this series. Who cares about that? We are 37, 18, and 7. I imagine we are still leading the division. And we are 3 points over the Predators, 8 points away from the wild card spots. So it looks like we're pretty safe right now. We should be in the playoffs, but we're still fighting for that home ice advantage, and we still might be fighting for a President's Trophy. If we could bring a President's Trophy to the Blues year 1, that would be crazy. Entire league, we have 81 points, and the Calgary Flames have 86 points. We are fighting with them for both the conference and the President's Trophy. Looks like they have a better offense than us, based on this goals for. But we have better defense than them. We are 5 points back. We have 2 games in hand, so they still control their destiny. But we do definitely have a fighting chance there. Our power play 17.9 could be better, could be a lot better. Penalty kill 78.4. So both of our special teams units are not the best right now, but I don't imagine any changes that I could make, but I'm going to try. Why not? We'll just skip over the player stats. We will do that later, after we sim probably about another half month. So I'm just going to distribute some of the talent from that first power play unit and put it on the second. It sucks that you can't like go in and see which power play unit is scoring the goals. I mean, you could see which players are scoring the goals, but you don't know outside of that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw. I was about to say switch Toffoli and Ribeiro, but Ribeiro's better offensively than Toffoli. So what we might do is switch Vanek, 87-87 and high 80s shot for Forsberg. Okay, we'll do that. We'll switch Vanek and Forsberg. Maybe Forsberg can bring some goals to that second unit. Maybe Van Eck can contribute to that first unit in a positive manner. So that's a little change we're making. We were at 17 point something percent, so hopefully at the end of the season we're at like 20 something, and then I would look like a fucking genius. One minute change can make that big of an effect. Sure, whatever. So we're gonna sim a couple weeks more. We will go. Who are we fighting for? Okay, Colorado right here. Or they? Okay. Yeah, they're pretty close to us. So we're gonna sim to that game. To that game at Colorado. We have 3 games at Colorado this month. Holy shit, those are gonna be important games, especially for fighting for this division title and fighting for the conference title. First game at Colorado. Oh, the suspense is killing me. The suspense is killing me. We have an A- anywhere. We do in Liga, so 3 weeks there. Yes, okay, we get that first win at Colorado. At Minnesota, it's an important one. There we go. We're winning these divisional games on the road against our competitors, against the teams we are competing for. We're competing with for a playoff spot. So that's 4 straight wins there in that second week at LA. Shootout loss, we got a point. That's fine. Oof, regulation loss at Anaheim and at San Jose. That's not good. We need to get points out of those games if we can. Arizona, okay, that's a good win right there. And then the second game at Colorado. So we have stormed by Colorado in terms of the standings. Last time we faced them, they've only had 2 wins since then. And we have quite a bit, probably an 11-point lead. If I'm doing the quick math right, so we'll go ahead and sim this game, and then we'll look at some player stats. There we go. There we go. 2-1 victory. Looks like Calgary's being very competitive right now. We're tied with them. Wait, was it Calgary leading the division a second ago, or leading the league a minute ago, and now we're tied with them? Maybe. Hopefully, I don't look stupid when I go to the standings and there's someone else like storming by everybody. I think it was Calgary. Okay, 7-point lead in the division. We are 11 spots clear of that second wildcard spot. 11 points clear of that second wildcard spot, as I say the wrong words. Forsberg only had 5 points thus far that month, so that's unfortunate. But looking at the entire league, we are tied for first with the Flames and the Sharks. We have 1 game in hand, and we do not have the tiebreaker though. With only 37 regulation plus overtime wins, we're going to need to beat these teams by at least a point in order to clinch the trophy. How's our power play looking? Oh, our power play has gone down. Son of a bitch, I don't know what to do with this power play. I feel like we have a bunch of good offensive players, and they're all in the power play units, and they should be performing well in the power play. I mean, I don't know what the problem is, but that's something that I might look into a little bit later. Erik Karlsson and Forsberg, both 58 points. Toffoli 56, Ribeiro 51, Draisaitl 49. So despite Draisaitl has gotten 2 natural growth overall points, he's up to an 89. And look at his offensive stats; they're insane. 90 offensive awareness, 92 passing, 5 stars across the board in puck skills and senses, and a 4.5-star shot. He should be racking up the points, but he only has 49 in 72 games, but I think that's because just our scoring in general is so distributed. Look at Van Eck here with 44, Verbata 37 on the 4th line, Bonino 36, Marlowe, Aginla, and Williams. So our second line, to put it bluntly, they suck. They have 7 forwards higher than them in points. So I might just flip-flop our second and third lines at this point. And they are minute pluses, so they're not. It's not like they're getting scored on a lot out there. But if you look at our second line, I think it looks something. If you look at our third line, I think it looks something like Ribeiro, or Bonino, Van Eck, and Ribeiro maybe. And look at Ribeiro, 51 points. That's ridiculous. We're getting a bunch of power play goals from everybody. 1 shorthanded goal from Erik Karlsson. Stupid Sexy Carlson, the Super Swede. So he's performing for us, our first round pick in the fantasy draft. How's our goaltending? Matt Murray, how are you doing? Matt Murray, how are you now? 227 GAA for Matt Murray is pretty damn good. And a 923 save percentage is also good. He's up to an 87 overall as well. The more overall points he goes up, the happier I am, I'll tell you that much. Alright, so we're looking good. Except for that second line. So I'm just gonna run an experiment here. I'm gonna switch the second line and the third line for a few games, and see how we do. Because YOLO, and if you look at our overalls, our third line is strictly better than our second line. Is Ribeiro? Yeah, the reason I had them as the third line is Bonino and Ribeiro both have those third scoring line roles, while that entire second line. Oh, again, let's jump down to a third scoring line role, but originally the entire line had second line tags. So yeah, that's what we look like now. Just switched to second and third lines. Just switched around the middle six because that second line, none of them, none of the three of them had 30 points yet on the season, which is terrible for a second line. In 72 games, none of you can get 30 points. Ever. Get the fuck out. Alright, this game against Calgary. I'm actually going to live sim that game against Calgary. As we better beat Vancouver. We lose 5-1 to Vancouver? They're fucking awful. Is this team gonna be... Are we full of chokers? Is this team full of fucking chokers? It better not be. It better not fucking be. Alright, first period. We go down 1-0 on a Thomas Fleischmann goal. Second period, fucking Kuhnackel scores on Matt Murray. We're going to speed through this third period real quick. They are fucking out shooting us like crazy. Draisaitl gets one, and that's all we can do. They outshot us by 12. They just destroyed us that game. So, I hate to be a pessimist, but I feel like there goes our chance at the President's Trophy. They now have a 3-point advantage on us. We couldn't pick up a point against the fucking Vancouver Canucks. We have to win both these games in our home and home against Arizona. They're an under 500 team, or 500, somewhere around there. Pretty much must wins if we want to win the Presidents. Okay, go ahead and go back to Liga with two eyes. Liga. 5-0 win against Arizona. There we go. And at Arizona, 3-1 victory. All right. So we're back in it, boys. 1 point down from the Flames. Let's send this game at Colorado. Important divisional matchup. Can we get it done? We can. 7-4 victory. There we go. So now we're 1 point ahead on the Calgary Flames, and it looks like we have a game in hand as well. All right, who we got up on the docket? The Predators, who are a little bit behind us in the division. The Jets, same situation. At Florida, at Carolina, and then Colorado. So we got four out of 5 of these games are against 40-plus win teams, and the other one is a road game. So it's going to be a tight race for the trophy, boys, and we're going to have to play really well down the stretch here. As the Chicago Wolves are 56-10-3. My God. 2-1 loss. Damn it. All right. Versus Winnipeg. Can we get some points out of this game? No. 8-2 loss. Jesus Christ, Blues. What are you doing? Oh, my God. April hockey in St. Louis, boys. We are blowing it. We might end up blowing the division, too. We're only 2 points up on the Nashville Predators, but we do have a game in hand on them as well. Son of a bitch. I just want to win the President's Trophy. I feel like that qualifies for winning now. As long as we make like the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah, that'll be tough for us to make. As long as we make the Conference Finals and a President's Trophy, I'll consider that a successful season. So the San Jose Sharks, 3 points ahead of us. We have 1 game in hand. We're going to need a miracle to get by them, and we do not have the tiebreaker. No way we can have the tiebreaker. That is unfortunate. We're going to need them to lose both games, probably in regulation. So there goes the chances of the President's Trophy, more than likely. That's unfortunate, but still a very successful season. I thought that at the beginning of the season we had a really good top line, but after that we were kind of average all the way down. So I had quite a few concerns about that and how that was going to work out, but it's worked out pretty damn well for us as we lose 6-0 at Florida. Jesus Christ, we're going to get any more points this season, boys. We're going to go into the playoffs with a 5-0 or a fucking 5-game losing streak. Nope, we get overtime win against the under 500 Carolina Hurricanes. Colorado to wrap up the season with an overtime win in Colorado as well. So a couple gritty overtime wins there to close out the season. And we will be playing the Edmonton Oilers in round 1. Alright, so let's take a look at how we ended up finishing. Looks like we won our division. So we held off the Nashville Predators. And it looks like maybe Calgary came back and won the trophy. They were on the left side. I think that's what that means, is that you were the division or the conference winner. Calgary Flames. No, we needed one more point. We needed one more point. We would have had the President's Trophy, but the fucking Calgary Flames, with the exact same record as us, they had 2 less shootout wins. So the Sharks, they lost both games in regulation. That's what we needed. But we just needed a point at Florida, and we could not get it. Those last 5 games, we needed 5 points in 5 games. We only got 4. Damn it. Alright, 289 goals for per game is pretty damn good. 244 goals against per game. Could be better. 17% power play could definitely be better. And a 80% penalty kill could also be better. Wow, exact same record home and away, and we closed out the season 5-5. Boo. We could have the President's Trophy, boys, but we're going home in second. We're not going home. We're going to the playoffs in second. Well, we are going home because we have home ice advantage. So I'm just back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Looking at our season stats, Forsberg and Carlson both 66 points on the season. Toffoli 64, Draisaitl 57, Ribeiro 56, Vanek, Verbata, Bonino plus 40 guys, and Marlowe, Bennett plus 30 guys. So we have a bunch of 30 plus point guys, a bunch of 40 plus point guys, 5 50 point plus guys, and so yeah, I'm pretty happy with how we performed this season in the regular season at least. Looking at our pluses, looks like our top line was our best line. Beaulieu with a plus 18, that's fantastic. Carlson, Seidenberg, Beauchemin, and Murray. Okay, and any negatives? Yep, Sam Bennett was a -2 there on the 4th line. That's okay. He had 30 points on the 4th line. Better than second liners, fucking Justin Williams and Jerome McGinley. They were awful this year. Should have traded them away. Goaltending. How did Matt Murray end up? Let's find out. 241 GAA, so that kind of collapsed a little bit towards the end of the season. A 919 save. So maybe Matt Murray was the reason that we are not in the President's Trophy, that we didn't win the President's Trophy, or maybe our defense gave up too many good opportunities. One or the other. So let's take a look around the league at some player stats and predict some trophy winners. So the entire league, Alex Ovechkin, he is on top of the league in terms of points. So he'll be winning the Art Ross and probably the Hart and the Ted Lindsay. Tarasenko with 55 goals. My God. Been nice to bring him back to St. Louis. But he looks like he will win the Rocket Richard and break up Alex Ovechkin's reign of terror. Break up the streak. Giroux, Tavares, and Perry were the only other guys in the league that were point per game guys. So we don't have anybody near this list as Radulov, who I debated picking, ended up with 77 points in 82 games. That's pretty damn good. There's surprising names on this list. I guess Nylander, as a rookie, 78 points in 82 games is pretty good. Don't usually see Pacioretty up here, but UC fucking Jokinen? Oh, he was playing with Tarasenko. No, he was playing with Ovechkin on the Winnipeg Jets, 77 points, so that makes sense. And Matt Zuccarello. So a bunch of names you don't normally see here. And that's something that I find that's really interesting about doing a... So the Flames were led by Daniel Sedin. Doing a fantasy draft is... And Claude Giroux, Jesus. Is, the teams get switched up a lot. And the guys you see... There's a bunch of different line combinations. And the guys you normally see at the top of the points list might not be there because their line mates might be worse. And guys that you don't expect to see anywhere near the top end up there because they're playing with fucking superstars. So, that's what that looks like. We're going to see who won the Norris. Will it be... No. So, Erik Karlsson ended up 1 point below Duncan Keith. Keith 67, PK Subban and Erik Karlsson 66, Burns 65, Doughty 62. A bunch of defensemen in the 50s, holy shit. So Yossi's on the Sharks with 57 points. So to watch out for him in the playoffs. So Duncan Keith will probably win the Norris. He also had plus 37, which is ridiculous. He plays on the Florida Panthers. Subban back on the Preds. Pretty damn good year for him too. Alright, in the net. Matt Murray, I guess, could have competed for a Vezina if he wouldn't have blown the season down there at the end. So he was third in wins, but as you can see, Fleury, better GAA. I would imagine he has a better save, yeah. So, looks like Braden Holtby right here will probably win the Vezina with a 216 GAA and a 931 save percentage. Pretty fucking fantastic year for Braden Holtby back on the Capitals. I could have selected Braden Holtby to be a member of the St. Louis Blues, but I chose Erik Karlsson instead. Will that come back to bite me? Who knows? Who knows? So, I mean, we were better than the Capitals this year. We were second in the league in the final standings, so fuck them. I forgot to look at rookie stats, but I imagine it's going to be Willie Nylander winning the Calder Cup. Calder Trophy, not the Calder Cup. My God. Here we go. Rookie skaters. So next episode we will, Nylander, Laine, Marner, Dvorak, and then Austin Matthews. He was down there in 5th. Don't know what happened there with him. I don't know. I don't think we have any rookies that did well. Do we have any rookies at all? Well, if we did, they were really low, so we're not even going to care about them. Rookie goalies, anybody here? Nope. Nobody that could compete for the Calder Trophy. So, next episode, we're going to get into our first round matchup with the Edmonton Oilers. We will take a look at their lines, then we will simulate the playoff series. I really hope, especially since it was our goal, that we compete for the Stanley Cup fucking trophy. We want to win the trophy this year, boys. We're gonna have quite a couple. We're gonna have quite a few guys retire, more than likely, and it'd be nice to win now and win for those guys before they hit the road. So yeah, hopefully we don't choke like the real life Blues and lose in the second round to either the Wild or the Predators. But at least we don't see the Blackhawks here, so they cannot beat us. But thus far, our arch rival in this new fantasy draft, the new NHL, it is one of either the Washington Capitals, whom sniped me pretty much every single round in the fantasy draft, or the Calgary Flames, or the San Jose Sharks, who we fought we fought with for the President's Trophy. So we might get a conference final matchup with the Flames or the Sharks, and hopefully we can develop sort of a rivalry going along there. So that'll be it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below telling me how much I suck, or whatever else you want to leave a comment about. Tune in next time for our Year 1, Round 1 playoff matchup with the Edmonton Oilers. We look to beat their ass next video.